Rosenberg was in her interview. Lord Sear from the All Out show. And Eminem did a freestyle.
Uh-oh.
That's next. Let's take them to the South Bronx. Sway in the morning.
Yo, live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade45.
Sway!
4 minutes into the hour. Sway in the morning, Shade45. Why you got Sirius XM, ladies and gentlemen, citizens. For moments like that, Dash my Hawk rapping.
Wow.
You didn't know that.
No, I didn't. You always putting me up on something.
We dig deep.
Dig deep.
And the reason why we're here is because of Eminem, one of the greatest of all time. Paul Rosenberg, who's been his trusting friend, manager, lawyer. He's been everything. The creator of Shade45.
Right.
Had a chance to talk with them. They're producers of the movie, executive producers, Southpaw, and in the soundtrack as well. And M came into town just to talk with us and take a few questions from the citizens. And we covered everything from his beginnings to the movie Southpaw. And M, man, at the end of it, man, just like any other MC that comes up here, including Dash Myhawk, it was like, you know the policy, M. You come up here, you got to rock. And without hesitation, that man did a freestyle. And so here it is, citizens. Eminem, Paul Rosenberg, and then also Lord Sear from the All Out Show joined us for this interview as we talk about Southpaw, which is out tomorrow. Eminem. All right, this is a special occasion, man. You know, we got a really special individual in the house with us right now. If you could use your imagination. This dude is loved by many. Ladies, they love him. Fellas want to be him. Give it up for Lord Sear, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a
big time for you, man.
You know, it's been 20-some years, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
What up?
Yeah, M
Thank
is
you,
still
man.
clapping for you, man.
Yo, thank you so much.
Yo, I'm saying.
I thought it was going to be like LL Cool J.
Gotta
or
give it up.
something.
That's going to be somebody less
When
important.
you said ladies love him, I was like, long, lean, legend in leather.
Oh, shit.
You know?
You spit lyrics?
Long and lean, and I don't wear pleather. Last of the red hot loving MCs.
Ooh. Is that an LL lyric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
So
no,
take
that was
take
that was me off the top of the dome.
That word?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it, baby. You the best ever. Now, hey, let me ask you something. Well, first of all, Eminem is here, and also my man Paul Rosenberg is here. Give him a round of applause, man. It's a big week. Southpaw week. Southpaw week. Southpaw week.
Southpaw.
I've been fighting.
Southpaw.
Paul. Right, I'm saying that, right?
You start a new hashtag.
Oh yeah, wait. There's a movie
Southpaw.
coming out too.
Yeah, right. Southpaw.
Yeah, there's a movie called Southpaw coming out as well, but it's Southpaw Week.
Southpaw week.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I had
I'm honored.
I had who did we have? John Sally came up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and John Sally said that he convinced Paul not to rap.
Bullshit.
He said you used to walk around with a club.
He signed
Wait,
me
didn't
as
he?
a
Yeah,
rapper.
he
How did he
signed
convince
Paul.
me not to rap? That part's not true. He did sign me as a rapper, though.
He
Yeah.
did sign you as
Yeah,
a
yeah,
rapper?
yeah. Mm-hmm. And we were signed, and so was Slum Village with Dilla.
That's
we were all
why.
signed to John Sally's label.
What was the label called?
It was called Hoops. Yeah.
That's
when
why
he was on
it's
the
Southpaw
Pistons.
Day. That's why. It's because
Yeah.
Paul was going to come up here and spit some bars.
Well, you ever hear Paul spit in?
Tell the truth.
I saw Paul at the Rhythm Kitchen.
Yep.
I was a kid. I went to see Paul, and I didn't know we had met yet, like officially or whatever. And I went to the Rhythm Kitchen with Proof. This is way back in the day, and they were rapping. Paul was rapping.
Yep.
Paul was. I can't remember.
And you were a fan. So thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah, I was not a fan. Not a fan.
Like your real thoughts when you, because you could recollect. You may not remember the lyrics, but you can remember the feeling. Like when you heard him rap, how did you feel about it?
I can't. I honestly, I don't remember. I really don't. I don't remember if it was good, if it was bad.
Because it was great.
Yeah,
Because it was great. And I
okay.
was blinded by the greatness to the
Yeah.
extent that I couldn't
I mean,
even.
Sway, we're all smart guys here, right?
Yeah, Sir too.
He's sitting there, I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
It's for a reason. We were good enough to be on the stage. We were good enough to have John Sally interested and be signed to the same label as Slum Village. So we weren't whack, but were we great? Probably not.
Yeah.
You may have a similar story. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Wait a minute.
It comes out finally.
Yo.
I mean, I'm just saying. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, it's the reason why I'm sitting on this side
Exactly.
of
So there,
the mic as opposed to that side of the mic.
you weren't whack. Were we great? Probably not.
Probably
We're
not,
probably
right.
better at other stuff. We're definitely better.
I
at
wasn't
other
the
stuff.
wackest coming out the bay.
Oh.
I wasn't necessarily the best coming out
No, we
the
weren't
bay.
the wackest either. I mean, we made some noise. We did all right.
Wasn't that
You were the wackest coming out the bay.
We were called Rhythm Cartel,
Rhythm
and I was
Cartel.
Paul Bunyan. That's what the nickname stuck with me. Yeah.
Okay, I knew Rhythm Cartel.
So I quickly decided that I was probably better off because I wanted to not be broke.
Yeah.
And I thought that long term, like maybe I should be doing something else. So I went to law school.
So how did he convince you to become like manager / attorney?
How did I convince him?
Did you convince M or M? Like, how did he?
We
convince-
met through Proof.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the hip hop shop.
The first time I met you, Proof cleared everybody out and had you rap for me.
Oh. Okay.
It
I
wasn't
thought
like
you
an
were at
audition,
One of the
but
battles.
he was keeping you a secret at the time, kind of. And he had you come after the battle that day, cleared everybody out, and had you spit a little bit. And they were just playing some beats. And he was like, yo, you got to check my man out. You got to check my man out. And I was like, yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
You said he was all right.
he was all right. He was all right. And then,
Fuck you, man.
And then,
Damn.
and then he came back and did some battles, and then he sold me Infinite. When he put out Infinite, I bought that, and I was like,
Yeah, I made you
okay.
buy it, bitch.
I did. I spent $6 on it. I got the cassette. I may still have that cassette. It was a good investment,
Yeah.
you know.
And so, but when did y'all decide? Like, okay, I want you to represent me because early on in your career, you don't really trust nobody.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
was in
mean?
law school.
Okay.
So everybody was like, okay, Paul's going to be our lawyer, right? So, because I wanted to do music law. So I moved out to New York and stayed in touch with everybody, obviously. And at some point, my former DJ from Rhythm Cartel, who was one of my friends from college, DJ Head, said, hey, you got to check out the new stuff that M's doing. And he sent me a tape that he got, I think, from Marshall. And it was like the bare bones of like what had become the Slim Shady EP. And that I was blown away. I was like, okay, he found who he is now. Because, I mean, you even say, like, at first you were sort of searching for what your voice and identity was.
I was trying to figure out. I hadn't figured it out yet.
You felt, I don't want to speak for you, but you felt pretty discouraged by the reaction to Infinite, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was, just going around the city and trying to sell tapes at the time because we couldn't afford to press up. CDs were more expensive, at the time. And just going around Detroit and trying to, like, literally just going anywhere, Belle Isle to the mall, wherever I could go and sell tapes out of my trunk and try to promote myself. And, sometimes Denon would go with me and we would just drive everywhere and try to sell the tapes or give them away, you know? Because at one point when we first put it out, we were trying to like be able to make some money back to be able to press up more.
Yeah.
At a certain point, it got to where we're like, all right, we're not selling any of these, so let's give them out. You know what I'm saying? So we would just go everywhere, and but the reaction and trying to get some radio play, anything we could get on JLB. And I know Bushman at one point from JLB. Shout out to Bush. I did an intro for him, and he played it for Denon did the beat to it, and I don't remember how he played it for a long time, weeks, and it did a lot for me in the sense of for sure helping my self-esteem and giving me some type of, you know what I'm saying, like light or hope or whatever. But the response to Infinite wasn't good.
Wasn't good.
Yeah, it was mixed. It was mixed.
Damn, man, I've never heard these stories.
Really?
Not from y'all, shit. I mean, I read.
They're kind of out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think we've gone into this much detail, but
Yeah.
they're kind of out there.
And I was at the time, I was, speaking on like just trying to find myself and who I was, at the time, Nas had just come out full throttle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had just dropped Illmatic, super fan of Nas, still am, AZ, and I had got a lot of those kind of comparisons, but it was super flattering, but at the same time, it was kind of like, I got to try to do something else and find my own voice. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to figure out vocal tones, and you don't get in the studio much, so you're trying to figure out what you need to sound like. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a minute. I had to, based off the response to that, I was like, yo, I need I got to figure something out. I need to switch it up.
Was there like a definitive song that you wrote back then that you felt like, okay, I